Back in 2017, when our church was just a Bible study in our living room, we were prayer walking through the community housing in our area and asking God to open doors for us. And 4 years later, God has answered that prayer beyond what any of us could have dreamed or imagined at the time. We started here at Russell Gardens by having monthly brunches. On Sundays, we would have these massive feasts. And my wife, who's a registered nurse, would do professional foot care for free. And we would just hang out for hours and play games and build relationships with our neighbors here. And like so many Christians, we came in here thinking that we were going to be the ones doing all of the blessing, but we have been equally blessed by our neighbors here, and some of them have become our very dear friends. When COVID struck, we had to cancel those brunches, the lounges closed down, most if not all of the programming stopped. And we were really worried that we were going to lose all of these connections. We were going to lose all of our relationships, everything that had been built. And it was hard, incredibly hard, because there was so much fear and anxiety, and we didn't know how we were going to be able to be here for our neighbors if we couldn't be on site. Early on, we got offered an opportunity to do some food bank deliveries, and so we took it, thinking that it would just be a temporary measure and at least it would give us the chance to maintain some connection. So we would pick up phoned-in food orders from the local food bank at Confederation Court, and we would deliver them to people here in the lobby, or we would take them up to their apartments if they had mobility issues. And at first, it was just a few orders. And then every week there were more and more and more orders. And what we quickly discovered was that there were actually a lot of barriers to people being able to access the physical food bank. And so this delivery service was removing a lot of those barriers. And so now more and more people were accessing the food bank than did before. And so we were doing more than any of us anticipated we would be. So COVID actually made us aware of a need in our community that none of us was aware of. And COVID gave us an opportunity to step into that need and do something about it. Last October, the food bank asked if we would be willing to run a site of the food bank here in the buildings. And so every Monday evening since last October, without fail, people from our church have been on site here at Russell Gardens preparing food orders and delivering emergency food orders. And we've been able to maintain the connections that we were desperately afraid we would lose. So throughout COVID, we have been able to meet real, practical, tangible needs, but we've also been able to maintain and cultivate our relationships and even create new ones. We have met more people through this food bank outreach than we ever met through our brunches. We're more involved here than we ever were before COVID. Every week we are able to check in with our neighbors, we're able to ask how they're doing, we're able to see how they're doing. So we've been able to maintain that connection, which really is the most important part. And we've been able to deepen our collaborative relationships with social workers and community houses in the area as well. We have become reliable partners and known actors in our community. So COVID has been incredibly difficult, but it's also been a blessing in a lot of ways, and God is good. If I had anything to say to the capital C church here in Ottawa, it would be this. We have a tendency as churches and Christians and organizations, we have a tendency to come into lower income neighborhoods wanting to do a lot and give a lot. And yet what people really need is relationship. More than anything, they need relationship. People want to be seen and valued and heard. They want to know that they're cared for. And that is even more true for our neighbors that are more isolated and marginalized because of poverty, mental health, addictions, and trauma. People need community, and that is something that I think the church is uniquely well positioned to step into in this city.